My top 12 art supplies of 2024. Putting together this list is never easy, but since I already shared my top colored pencil sets, this is all about the art supplies. Arteza white acrylic pens. This larger set of white acrylic pens are something I grab for because they seem a little bit more reliable. I've had too many moments where I'm shaking a Posca pen and then I splatter white dots all over my page, and I haven't had that experience with Arteza pens. They provide much cleaner and more controlled application. 4Candy's mechanical colored pencils. These mechanical pencils didn't make it to my top colored pencil sets, but I have enjoyed using them for sketching and coloring. While they're not as vibrant as traditional colored pencils, they're quite refreshing to use. Interesting enough, mechanical colored pencils are expected to have a significant growth in the art industry over the next 5 years, according to a recent Data M Intelligence study. Who knows, we might see mechanical colored pencils with vibrant pigments in the near future. Ranger liquid pearls. For iridescent pops of color, liquid pearls are tough to beat. They work just like stickles, but they have a slightly different texture. I've used them on several pages and I like how they add a little bevel to the page. Here's some of the pages where I used liquid pearls. As for this page in Hannah Carlson book, I added it in the water, the bubbles, the fish, and the hair. For these 2 pages in Dimensions, I added yellow liquid pearl over the yellow alcohol marker and it did incredible. And on this page with some woodpeckers and cockatiels, I added some of the elements around the edges and on the actual birds. Spring Hill Premium Paper. Premium paper was my go-to for printing illustrations for colored pencils and markers. Even my budget-friendly colored pencils and Derwent Inktense performed incredibly well on this paper. This paper is kind of smooth, but it also has enough texture to bring out even more vibrancy and blendability for my colors. It really does elevate my entire coloring experience. Tombow Dual Brush Colorless Blender Marker. Tombow Dual Brush Colorless Blender has been a delight to use with Derwent Inktense, Neocolor IIs, and Watercolors. What I really like about these is they're not really messy compared to water, and I do enjoy that they have a brush tip, so it gives me some flexibility with blending, and it's such a smooth experience when I'm trying to achieve seamless color transitions. And we're halfway there. If this video helps you in some way, please give it a thumbs up as it helps me know if you like these types of videos. Next up is Ohuhu Alcohol Markers Pastel Set. This pastel set is my go-to for creating smooth base layers and backgrounds. They work beautiful as a foundation for adding details with colored pencils. These markers are perfect for the moments when I want to add a soft wash of color, and they also build up color by adding layers. But I'm always looking for new pastel sets, so please drop your favorite in the comments. Flair Glitter Gel Pens. While I do have several gel pens I grab for, like Altitude and Jelly Rolls, this gel pen brand really surprised me this year. Despite this being a budget-friendly option, they deliver vibrant color, almost as good as Sakura Jelly Rolls. They do take a little bit longer to dry, and while I do adore a lot of those colors, I often grab for that yellow glitter pen. Neocolor II. One of the reasons why this set stands out because they're incredible for backgrounds and base layer coloring, which kind of gives me a nice break with my hands from using colored pencils. They also blend like a dream when they're mixed with water. Now I did contemplate if I should invest in the Derwent Inktense larger set, but this one stood out not just because it went on sale, because I noticed when I was using this set, I was able to fill in spaces on the background much sooner than I did with the Inktense pencils. But Neocolor IIs deserve a mention, not just because I finally got the largest set, because I literally hugged that large set when I got it in 2024, and I do plan to use them much more in 2025. Ohuhu water-based markers with the dual brush and fine liner. These markers are a great set to work with. They lay down beautiful colors without worrying about bleeding through. Although I did have a couple of experiences where the page did kind of bleed through, but it was because I added 2 or 3 layers. While I do wish they blend a little better, they work incredible as a base layer, especially when I pair them with Prismacolor Premier for smoother transitions. PowerMe battery-operated pencil sharpener. Having this handy sharpener in my living room coloring station really enhanced my experience in 2024. Most of the pencils I've sharpened it did great, except the only ones that didn't fit in them was the Brute Fooner square pencils. Ohuhu glitter markers are among my 2024 favorites when it comes to enhancing a page. Since I enjoyed them so much, I started to preserve them by using some of the budget-friendly art supplies I have. I do have a video with a variety of colored pages, which I'll link in the video description. And the last one on the list is Royal and Langnickel watercolor pencil set. Although this is a small set, the hexagon barrels are easy to hold, and they worked wonderful with the Tombow water-based blender markers, along with water. They're perfect for adding a real subtle watercolor effect to my coloring pages. Here's one of my favorite pages where I used them in the background. I used a yellowish tone around the edges of the cat, and then I added black around that for the background. I hope you enjoyed my top picks for 2024. And if you love figuring out art supplies, I do have my top picks for art supplies, so be sure to check that out. Thanks for watching.